Hi everybody, this is your weekly horoscope for Monday the 22nd of January going through until Sunday the 28th of January 2018. It's really nice to be with you today. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to give you a day-by-day rundown of what the week is about and what the astrology is doing. The thinking behind these forecasts is as above, so below. So the astrological weather, so to speak, whatever's going on up there, has an effect on us here down on planet Earth. And each day is kind of different, particularly this week. Each day has a very kind of specific, changeable energy to it. So I'm going to give you this daily rundown to give you an insight how you can use this energy to your advantage so you can have the best week possible. Okay, so on Monday the 22nd of January, we've got the moon going into Aries at 28 minutes past 6 in the morning. And what's really great about this week is that we've got the moon now starting with Aries, which is the first sign of the zodiac. And according to astrology, which is based on the seasons, Aries is the new year. So it's spring. That's when the year really begins. So it's Aries and it goes all the way through to Pisces. This week we've got the moon, which changes sign about every 2.5 days, going through Aries, Taurus, and then it goes into Gemini. And these are the first 3 signs of the zodiac, and they're all very much associated with energy and moving things forward and things kind of starting. You know, like the first house is self, coming into the world. Second house is coming to terms with the real world. Third house is communicating and putting your own stamp on it. And there's a lot of energy involved in that. You know, you have to learn a lot and you have to kind of come to terms with what's going on. It's a full-on process. And this week as well, we've got a first quarter moon. So the moon is working its way from being a new moon to being a full moon. So it's building up in energy. So the pace is getting quicker and quicker and quicker as the week progresses. So the moon goes into Aries on Monday, like I said. Then this Aries moon forms a connection, a sextile, with the Sun and Venus both in Aquarius. Now the Sun is your identity, it's what gives you strength and life, and Venus is the planet of love and beauty and creativity and what it is you love. And Aquarius is very much an air sign, and it's about information, it's about the greater good, it's about humanity, it's about teaching and learning. So Monday, you start the week with a real sense of drive, power and excitement that comes from that Aries energy. And you'll also love to connect with other people. It's a great day for social media, launching a new website, going out to dinner with friends. It's really good to communicate with other people. But because we've got that Aquarius element, it's also good to communicate using technology. So that's why the social media and all the internet stuff is really, really good on Monday, because Aquarius rules all of that. Moving on to Tuesday the 23rd, we've got the moon still in Aries. It squares Mercury in Capricorn. Mercury is the communication planet. And a square is when 2 planets are really causing friction between each other. So there's a sort of negotiation going on between the two, and it kind of crackles and sizzles a little bit. So the Aries moon is about let's drive things forward. Mercury in Capricorn says, let's think practically about this and let's do it in a kind of stoic, measured, practical, and consistent way. So it kind of says, okay, Aries, hold your horses a little bit. Let's see this through properly. Let's do this properly in a grounded and practical way. We've also got the moon then squaring Pluto in Capricorn, and Pluto is about transforming the real world, transforming what's going on in your life, especially in Capricorn, which is an earth sign. So the moon then also quincunxes Jupiter, which is the planet of good luck and good fortune, that's in Scorpio, and it conjuncts Uranus, the planet of electricity and energy, which is in Aries too. So it's really a kind of a firecracker of a day. We've got loads and loads of energy here. So on Tuesday, you're really going to feel driven. You're going to feel pushed, and you're going to have a lot of energy, and you're going to feel driven to make practical changes, possibly around the home in particular. So whether you make a decision about renting out the home, buying a new home, redecorating the home, making changes to it, building an extension. I really think that's your area of focus, and that's where you will want to make some changes. So also, you're going to find good luck in relationships when you stand your ground on Tuesday and you don't compromise your position. So it's really important to listen to what fires you up and to really listen to your individual dreams and hopes and desires, and not be kind of told what to do by other people all the time, and not to just say, yes, ma'am, yes, sir, I will, even though you're not interested in it, okay? So listen to your own heart. It's really important that you honor that. That's what's going to help you make the most positive changes in your life, and it's going to fire you up and fill you with a sense of excitement rather than like, I have to just blend in again. Great. Wednesday, the 24th of January, we've got this first quarter moon. So the moon is now halfway between being totally black and being totally full. And there's a sense of anticipation around this. So it's becoming more powerful and more powerful. The moon goes into Taurus at 41 minutes past 1 in the afternoon. And this is based on UK time, so just be aware of that. The moon in Taurus is getting to terms with the real world. But Taurus in itself is quite placid and it's quite settled. It's the most rigid of all the earth signs, and it tries to find some security for itself. That's what Taurus is about. It's about, how can I control the real world? The Taurus moon then trines Saturn in Capricorn, more earth, and it squares Venus and the sun in Aquarius. So we've got good balance here between earth, the sign of practicality and work and money, and air, which is about thinking, ideas, inspirations, and insights. So, like I said, with this first quarter moon, the pace is picking up. There is a great balance between the elements today. So using your ideas, your technical expertise, and connectivity, so your ability to connect with other people, to make changes in your practical life is going to be super, super easy for you today. You're going to find that very easy to do. So looking for a new house or a job or making new friends or advertising online, all of those things are going to come very easily to you. They're all very practical, but they also all use your intellect, and they involve you thinking about things on a kind of larger scale and kind of looking to the future a little bit and taking practical action around that to make things better for yourself moving forward. Thursday, the 25th of January, we've got the moon still in Taurus. It squares Venus in Aquarius, and it trines Pluto in Capricorn and the communication planet Mercury in Capricorn. So for Thursday, I really feel like you'll receive work or finance related news that will be very, very welcome. So a promotion or a relocation or a pay rise or more responsibility. If you're retired, you may be inspired to take a new course or to work at something different that you do independently on your own. So it's all about rebirth and regeneration in your working life, and bringing something new to the table there. Okay, moving on. Friday the 26th of January, we've got the moon going into Gemini at 41 minutes past 5 in the evening, so it's still in Taurus for most of the day. Mars, the planet of masculinity, drive, the archetypal male principle, it rules Aries. Mars is really associated with the soldier. It's associated with building, creating, and even destroying things that don't serve you and getting rid of the things that are in your way. That goes into Sagittarius. Now, Mars has been in Scorpio for a while, and Mars in Scorpio is kind of focused on the emotional side of things, and it does a lot of detective work. It uses the intuition, and it says, what's really going on here? And emotionally, what's the emotional truth of this? In Sagittarius, it's much more upbeat, it's much more trusting. It's not interested in getting all the information, it's interested in going on adventures and exploring. Remember also that Mars is the red planet of fire, and in the fire sign of Sagittarius, it's much happier than in Scorpio. So Mars is now able to gallop forward and to look at the future. It's not so interested in working out the details or the ins and outs of everything that's going on. It's interested in doing something new and exciting. Now, Mars and the moon oppose each other. So the moon is in Gemini, which is about communication and about looking at going through different doorways. And this Mars wants to explore and it wants to follow its passions. And an opposition is when two planets are 180 degrees apart and they kind of, again, cause friction between each other. So the desire to discover new information or to travel becomes really strong. You can go one way or the other. And really, because they're so similar, they may blend into each other anyway. So you may want to discover new information and you want to do that by traveling. Or you want to travel and really get to know the area, something like that, and really pick up all the knowledge that you can about it. So that's really, really strong. If you're unable to take the day off, or if you're unable to go exploring in a physical way, if you don't have the freedom to do that, what I always wondered is I used to see things on the news all the time about people protesting things, people walking in the street and protesting something. And I thought, God, I wish I had the ability and the freedom in terms of my working life to have a day where I could protest something I cared about. And I always thought, most of us are slaves to the machine in a sense, where we're all working 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, and we don't have the ability to protest. People are always like, why don't people protest anymore? To me, the answer is really easy, because most people are locked into these very inflexible jobs and they simply aren't allowed to leave. So if you are lucky enough to be able to manage your own schedule, or you're able to take a day or whatever it is, do something really fun today, travel, find something new. If you're not able to do that, then you will still feel this need to escape in some way. And you can do that via a game or by picking up a book and really losing yourself in something and broadening your horizons in that way. But it's really all about moving forward and exploring and finding something new. So if you can't do it in a physical sense, do it in an intellectual sense if you want to use the energy and feel good about it. Okay? Now, moving on to Saturday, the 27th of January, we've got the moon still in Gemini, and it trines the sun and Venus in Aquarius. So all three of those, the moon being the most sensitive part of you, so you on a soul level, that's in Gemini. It's very sensitive to communication and finding new ways of doing things. The sun is your identity, and it's what you're striving towards, what strengthens you. So that in Aquarius is about ideas and thinking and talking to other people. Venus in Aquarius is very humanitarian and it loves to be of service to others. So all three of those really combine and they square Neptune in Pisces. And Neptune in Pisces is about the dream, what could be, what could happen. So on Saturday you may think, how can I use all of my intelligence and my marvelous kind of internet skills and communicative skills to realize a dream that I've got. We've also got Mercury in Capricorn still. Mercury is in Capricorn all week, as you can see, and Mercury does communicate. In Capricorn, it plods along a little bit more and it thinks much more on a practical, what can actually be achieved level. So it's very grounded, but it can be limiting in the sense of, well, is it actually achievable? Do you have the dream to move to Bora Bora and be self-employed and to live this fabulous life and just live off coconut milk? But right now you're a school teacher. Is that really doable? And it could be doable, but Mercury in Capricorn is going to say, well, it's unlikely, isn't it? And it's not that practical. So kind of, reel it back and get real. And the other three things aren't saying that. The Gemini moon, the sun, and Venus. They're all saying dream. And then they connect with Neptune and they say, really dream outside of the box. So Mercury reels that in again a little bit. And that squares Uranus and Aries. So Uranus and Aries overpowers Mercury in Capricorn. It says, fine, you may not think it's practical, but I will make it happen somehow. The details don't matter. If I want it to happen, I will make it happen. So on one level, you've got that going on, this real desire and drive to actualize your dreams and to make them a reality. But also on Saturday, a negative experience from the past may affect your decision making. So something that you dreamt of in the past where you went through a similar process and you're like, okay, it's not practical, but I want it, and it didn't work out, that may come back into your mind and you'll be like, well, last time I dreamed, it didn't turn out so well for me, so I might just not bother. So make sure you look at things objectively, because just because one dream didn't work out doesn't mean the next one isn't going to work out, and we have to keep trying. You know, you fail and you fail. I mean, someone said this, but you fail and fail and fail and fail again until you eventually succeed. You don't just succeed and succeed and succeed. The path to success isn't like that. It's like a mess down here for a long time and then it's up, you know? So it's okay to fail, and don't let past disappointments and failures put you down and force you to give up. And that's easily said, I think, especially when it comes to career and relationships and stuff. Actually, when you feel it, it can be much harder. So it's like, you know, my last 5 relationships were really abusive and difficult. I still want a relationship. Should I really bother? Is the 6th one going to be different? And the answer is that if you still have that dream and desire, then it's something that you should work with, but obviously a pattern needs to change. So make sure you look at things from this broader perspective. The combination of Gemini and Aquarius is perfect for anyone making speeches today, public presentations, or launching any new products. So it's a great day for work, especially with the public and the media. And it's another wonderful time also to work online, to advertise and to improve your social media presence and reach. So the amount of people that you're actually connecting with, getting subscribers, followers, whatever you're doing. And social media presence is one of those annoying words that have just come into the consciousness really over the last couple of years. And the thinking behind that is, you know, the more of a presence you have online, the more successful you'll be, because you're consistent and it's like you're there all the time, so people can connect with you. If you know, you do a video one day and then it's nothing for 6 months, then it's going to be really hard for people to connect with you and find you. Whereas if you're there every day, it's much easier to find you and to get in touch. So if you're trying to improve your reach, or to build an audience, or to present something, or to get people together to actually listen to you, Saturday is an excellent day to do it. Okay. Finally, last day of the month, not month, week, Sunday the 28th of January. We've got the moon going into Cancer now in the evening as well at 6:59 p.m. So that's 7 in the evening. So if you're on the East Coast, 5 hours, that's like 2 in the afternoon. And if you're on the West Coast, 8 hours, it's 11 a.m. If you're in Australia, it'll be on Monday in the early morning. If you're in Dubai, it'll be late Sunday evening. So the moon going into Cancer is immediately more nurturing, more family oriented, more intuitive, more creative. The Cancer moon opposes, so it's 180 degrees away from Saturn in Capricorn. So we've got an opposition between earth and water. So it's feelings versus being practical. And the moon also quincunxes Mars in Sagittarius. So that just adds fire into the mix and it confuses it a little bit. So it's like, I don't know whether to feel or to do, or to just run away and to completely ignore everything and to find something new and to escape. So yes, Sunday, you may have the tendency to go galloping off in the wrong direction, but particularly the wrong direction would be to go galloping off into the past and to dredge up something that's better left alone. So if you have this wonderful idea that seems really fun and that includes someone who hasn't heard from you in years, and you suddenly think, oh, this will be such a fun idea to get in touch with this person who I haven't spoken to in a decade, then it's best avoided. The reality of that is really not going to match your expectations. And just because you're frazzled and bored and all over the place doesn't mean you're going to get an open arm welcome from someone who you left things badly with, you know, even though it may seem like a great idea. So Sunday, you're excited. You don't know exactly what to do with yourself. So watch out if you go galloping off into a direction just because. And because you've got no focus and you've got nothing better to do, so you'll be like, okay, let's pursue that. Instead, do something fun. It's a good day to travel. It's a good day to take time off and to not make a decision and to just allow yourself to be. And to see what the day brings you. So rather than forcing everything and going, I'm going to do this and this and this, even though I have no clue of what I'm really doing, instead of that, be receptive to the good things coming into your life and see what the day presents you with, and that will have a more positive outcome. So that's what I get for you this week, 22nd to 28th of January. If you'd like a private reading with me, then please get in touch via my website. In the private readings, I use the astrology, I use tarot and numerology. I combine all three. And in your personal reading, I will draw up your birth chart. So I do that by taking your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth. And that gives me a blueprint of your soul. It shows me what your life purpose is, why you've come into this lifetime, what you're going to be good at work-wise, what your vocational aptitudes are. The way I look at that is by looking at your rising sign, your sun sign, your moon sign, and your midheaven. And the combination of those things really gives me an insight into your working life gifts, and then I narrow that down further by looking at the other things in your chart. I can also see what's going on for you in terms of your love life, your family life, children, working situations, working relationships, family, health, travel, buying and selling property, moving, anything like that. I can even look at the astrocartography to see what parts of the world are best for you to live in. And I can also answer any questions you may have. So if you're compatible with a certain partner, or what's coming up for you in your love life or in your finances or anything like that. If you're interested in that, then please get in touch for a personal reading on the website. Please remember to subscribe to this channel, and I'll speak to you soon.